I want to take a minute to welcome you to the study of the book, Stop Trying. And I want to say thank you for taking time over these coming weeks to really dive into identity formation. And we're going to unpack some themes, some ideas that are, it's kind of the intersection of Bible, bibliology, and psychology and philosophy. It's kind of like where they all converge. And we're going to really unfold some things that most people never spend a lot of time consciously thinking about, but it's unfolding all the time within us and all around us. And so we're going to dive in this first lesson into the theme of loss and into the basic foundational terms of what is identity. The reason we pair the idea of loss and identity, and I'll just set this up and then you'll dive in to the lesson, to the chapter, and to the discussion. We're going to talk about what identity is, that we all have one. We work to maintain it and construct it. We're either looking within ourselves or looking external to ourselves to find that sense of self. We don't often think about it subconsciously, but it's always there. It's always riding under the surface. And when we have a strong sense of self, we generally feel good about life and about the world around us, and we're moving forward. We're standing on some solid ground. When we have events or circumstances in our life that come undone, things that we thought were stable or predictable or secure, or things we had subconsciously tied our identity to that we lose, we are left kind of floundering. And that loss psychologically, it's more than depression, it's more than sorrow or grief, although that's all a part of it. It is often at the core a loss of a sense of self. And that would fold into it a loss of meaning, a loss of purpose, a loss of a sense of value or significance, a loss of a sense of being loved and accepted, fitting into my own story, fitting into my own relationships around me, the world around me. And so we tend to ignore, consciously speaking, we tend to ignore our identity. It's forming subconsciously in our lives, but we're navigating it constantly, and usually to forces external to us. When we become aware of our identity or our sense of self, most acutely is when we feel its loss. Okay, so if I tie my heart to a relationship or to a job or to my health or youth or something like that, when I lose that friend, when I lose that job, when I lose the ability to do or be what I think I am, then I feel not just, here's the deal about loss. There's really two kinds we're going to unfold. There's surface loss. There's the objective, statistical, factual, circumstantial loss, like this person passed away, or this person broke up with me, or I got fired, or I didn't get the job. There's the loss on the surface. But if we tied any part of our identity to that thing or that quality of life, then there's a deeper loss. There's a secondary loss. That's an identity loss. That's a sense of self. And it goes deeper and it kind of undoes us. It kind of drops us into depression, despair, darkness, a real sense of lostness. Okay, not just lost circumstantially on the surface, but a sense of lostness. Now, here's the hope. When you experience that and you trust in Jesus, Jesus is doing something really significant in your life. We're going to begin to unfold the process of loss, the breaking down of identity, and the renewing and restoring the discovery of a new identity in Christ, and then how to live out of that identity. So I'm praying for you. I'm glad you're taking the journey. I am pulling for you. And I know if God does 1/10 of the work in your life in terms of reshaping and deepening and strengthening your identity through this study that he did in mine, then you're just going to be a different person after you study this book together and grow through this group. So blessings on you as you read, as you study, as you prepare each week, as you wrestle through these complex terms. Be patient with yourself. These are heavy things. They're deep things. And it takes a while to get your brain wrapped around them. Once you see these things, and once they become a part of your psyche and your heart, they really set you free. And so I'm looking forward to hearing your stories, and I know you'll enjoy the journey.